Yo, Commander, it's Nessa. Hey, don't sweat it. Nobody's tracking us. Thank you for showing up. Corpos messed up big time with the Grey Swarm, and now good pilots and robots are wasted for nothing. It's pretty bleak out there. But we're getting somewhere. Check this out. Meet Rook, the new DSC Titan. It won't replace my Raven, but we'll make it work together. Titans aren't your everyday robots. They're too big for a human to control, so you need a bunch of AIs to get the job done. That's where this funky thing comes in. I don't know what corpos call it, maybe brain juice pump or something. Basically, it allows you to take direct control of a Titan without frying your brain. Pretty sweet, right? You might be wondering how I got all this while being 100K in debt. I'll save that for another day. Look, we're not alone in this. Corpos may try to hold us back, but we'll always find a way. Your skills plus my resourcefulness, we're unstoppable. Let's team up and take back the planet. Peace out, Nessa.
You got this right. Titan pilots are coming to War Robots in one of the upcoming updates. Piloting a Titan is no easy task. It wasn't really possible until corporations came up with this tool. This device, we call it Nimbus. It makes possible for a human to directly control extremely complex machinery such as Titans. That means soon you will be able to further customize your Titans with some powerful perks coming from new pilots. And let's not forget to address this bad boy. This is Rook, the next big brawler Titan. It drops on the enemies like a meteor, suppressing and flinging them all over the battlefield. Rook also got tons of shields. With so many of them, Grey Swarm will have a much harder time fighting back. Those spiders, by the way, seem to be gathering forces, so you'll need all the firepower you can get. Nessa's Raven from the Grey Swarm cinematic may or may not come back in the future, but at least you can still pair the classic version of Nessa with Raven in the game, for the good old time's sake. Now, the stakes go higher. Grown up and all upgraded, the new Nessa Rix will be the first Titan pilot geared for Rook. And the second Titan pilot will be another old friend of ours, Young Lee. You finally did it, mate, congratulations! Coming from Ao Jun to Harpy and Siren, he has now reached another peak of mastery to help you handle your Titans. Now, without further ado, let's get to the main show. There's plenty of announcements of no lesser magnitude coming ahead. Take it over, guys, and Tossless out.
Welcome to the War Robots live show. 9 years. For 9 years, our massive robots have been stomping the battlefields. Let's just say it. It's a long time. We introduced you to this show last year, and I tell you what it's all about. During today's live stream, we will sum up last year's results, tell you about new stuff, and give you a ton of cool prizes. The stream will be hosted by community managers Holly Molly, Matthew, Tofsla, Igor, and Shredderblitz. The War Robots developers, artists, game designers, and the producer will also make an appearance. Our extra special guest at the live show will be War Robots Frontiers, a new shooter for PC and consoles, which is in active development right now. The developers of Frontiers will show you lots of really interesting stuff, so make sure you watch it till the very end.
Today we present the results of the most notable updates to the game over the past year, the new items that will be added in the next few updates, including titles and ultimate versions of robots, additional activities that will come with the live show, gifts and how to get them, and much more.
While we wait, there is something else. This year, we're holding a special award ceremony dedicated to everything that was released in the Robots universe over the year. And you were the judges. The winners were picked by players via the poll on Live Show website. We've already seen Titan pilots, but let's not forget about the regular ones as well. Here we go, our first category of the Robots Universe Awards for 2023. Pilots.
Hello everybody, I'm Boris, War Robots producer. This year, one of the most complex updates to the game was the addition of the Extermination mode. Extermination brought a whole new layer to the game, PvE battles. In PvE, you fight not against other players, but with robots controlled by artificial intelligence. You fight on arenas to try to complete certain tasks simultaneously. To bring this mode to life, we had to do a lot of technical improvements, in particular, develop and implement new bots. The mode also gave you a new way to obtain resources. Unlike Hunting Grounds, a similar temporary mode with tickets that we introduced earlier, the Extermination is always available to everyone. We hope you enjoy the new mode. And to support the event, we even produced and released a short cartoon about one of our pilots, Nesserix. If you haven't seen it, it's always here on the official channel. Cool, huh?
I suppose we're giving those ticks a head start.
So, fighting spider robots has already become a part of War Robots. Charge your flamethrowers and lasers, commanders. Spiders won't wait for long. Besides PvE, last year was pretty interesting. Let's take a quick look at the most memorable updates. Drones have been reworked. Finally. Undoubtedly, one of the most discussed topics in the community was the drone rework. Thanks again for the thoughtful discussions on social media and for testing the drones on the test server. One of our main goals was to make drones easier to understand. The all-drone system and orbital support has shown us that simple and straightforward things can be just as interesting as the complex one. Now, drone is a part of your robot equipment. Drone can be upgraded the same as other things in the game, and you don't need to search for unique rare microchips. The rework will help us to operate drones more easily in terms of balancing and production. In addition, as part of the rework, we were able to change or remove the most controversial mechanics, such as endless absorber shields, and the battles again became fast and filled with action.
Balance changes all the time. Meta comes and goes. But some robots always stay relevant. People may call them old classics, but we like to think that they are just the most loved by the community. Which robot does truly deserve the title of Killer Classic this year? Let's find out.
Also, in 2023, we have completely reworked quest system. We added new tasks and make the system easier to operate. It will help us to work with quest developments in future. Now, the tasks and its rewards can be much more diverse. And as a bonus, we gathered the info in the community and removed the most hated quests. Leaderboards are competition with prizes that are awarded for completing certain tasks. It's a completely new type of missions that appeared this year. Leaderboards were introduced gradually. We started with a small amount of such events. However, we saw that a lot of players get involved in, and it led to more and more such events. All players compete within their small groups over a set period of time. For completing certain tasks, you can receive various rewards according to the final place in the leaderboard. And even if you don't want to fight for the first place, you can still collect additional milestone rewards. Just reach a certain number of points and the reward is yours. You don't need to compete with anyone. Experienced players that stayed in the game for many years may remember that a long time ago, in the first event missions, you could get weapons and robots as part of completing very complex quest lines. This year, we brought it back as part of the leaderboards. Rewards like Arden Sphere and Karura Glaive are great additions to players' hangars.
It's time for an ad break. Many of you have come across some unusual commercials. Oh yes, this is an ad for War Robots. It might not always show the actual gameplay, but it's always incredibly creative. Let's take a look at a selection of the most creative videos that our marketing team has released this year. Enjoy!
Knights of the Round Table, Dash Robots, Spectre, and Ares. Different robots have been dangerous in battle in different times. The War Robots meta is constantly changing, but many players have a soft spot in their hearts for the first powerful robot they had. Some of these robots are not as strong anymore, but don't you want to relive the magical meta moments when you rule the battlefield with your favorite bot? That's why we've decided to do an experiment and add a new old robot. The ultimate version of Spectre and the Orkan weapons will appear in the game in one of our next updates. This equipment is noticeably different and distinct from the old models. Imagine a special edition of Spectre, but with completely new stats, revamped and upgraded to hold its ground against all those newcomers. Ultimate Orkan and Ultimate Spectre will also have a new tier, standing on par with Tier 4 equipment. They are also differently upgraded. Ultimate versions are more expensive to level up, but they do so immediately. In any case, they will still retain the spirit of that old Orkan Spectre. And on top of that, have a sleek premium look that will definitely distinguish a true Spectre enjoyer from everybody else. Orkan Spectre is just a test, but if you like it, we will seriously think about the best robots to get an ultimate version.
For some players, War Robots isn't just an entertainment or hobby. Sometimes they go as far as dedicating their craft to it. Meet our community stars of the year. Those people have started doing War Robots content long ago and became quite successful with it. These creators from our community may be less high profile, but nevertheless, they are pros at making interesting content. Some started just recently, while some were at it for years. And we think they are totally worthy of your attention. Behold, the rising stars of the year. Sometimes our players unite to make something truly awesome and fun for the community. Organize a tournament, make a meme contest, or do a skirmish competition. We always encourage such activities and look for the ways to give them the recognition they deserve. Which community initiative was voted the best this year? Let's find out.
Hello there, my name is Vicky. I am War Robots game designer. Many things have been done this year, but let's get back to the very essence, to the heart of War Robots, the robots themselves. In the past year, we have done a lot of work on unique game mechanics that have transformed the battlefield. Right now, we have new super close-range harpoons tearing enemy robots to pieces. This has given a big push to brawling, one of the most satisfying styles in the game. A little earlier, we added smart guns. Smart machine guns and rocket launchers give battles a real distant future feel, where such equipment would be common. Imugi has also showed what a different kind of support robot can do. That it's not just repairs and buffs that are useful, but also the position of the robot on the battlefield. Teleportation is not a new mechanic in War Robots. In the past, it was only unique robots like Scorpion or Revenant that used it for surprise attacks, or it could also be used on the Abyss mod. However, when you pilot Imugi, you can decide which 2 points of the battlefield should be connected for yourself. This makes you a tactician who can transport allies to the right place to unleash their firepower. It's a robot for a true tactical mastermind. This robot will become even more useful when a rather special long-range map returns to the game. What else do we have? Turrets. Turrets are detachable from their host robots and self-sufficient, your best little helpers. The Mars robot is the trailblazer of turret combat. You just have to tap to detach its turret and control the range you throw it. The Moon map is a prime location where this is incredibly cool, as you can throw the turret to places you could never reach quickly before. Mars was a huge hit with the community, so we decided to keep going. Titan Sirius comes equipped with 2 turrets at once, both for combat and repair. Who knows what amazing turrets the future will bring. And for dessert, Skyrus and Lynx are pushing the boundaries of what War Robots can look like. Skyrus can become a ball and roll around the battlefield. And the Lynx is literally on wheels. That sounds like rolling War Robots.
Now, let's look at our maps. Maps are perhaps the most time-consuming content to produce for War Robots. War Robots Remastered required maps to be more detailed. So we worked on one map for many updates. But the wait has really paid off. The Shenzhen Remastered map is simply a gem. See how the city map has changed. A glass jungle of skyscrapers that pierce the sky where titans can pass freely. And finally, there is a whole bunch of references and Easter eggs in the outdoor ads. We've also secured our spot on the billboards.
Close-range combat is definitely fun, but don't you want to just lean back sometimes and watch the battle from afar? Yes, we really miss sniping in War Robots. And for those who do too, we have prepared something special. Meet Crysis. Sniping is considered lazy by some. You just sit really far away, press a button and boom, you got a kill. Camping, they call it. But what if we make it much more dynamic? Crysis has stealth enabled permanently except for the moment when he shoots, activates his ability or uses a module. An opposite of camping, right? It allows the bot to move freely around the battlefield, picking favorable positions and striking when no one is looking. And oh boy, will it strike hard. Firstly, it has 4 heavy weapon slots, and secondly, an ability to increase the damage and bypass energy shields. Your enemies will never see Crysis coming, literally.
Robots, weapons, abilities. 3 core staples of the game that have been there since the start. This year, we've seen many of them, and it's time to find out which robot was the most impactful, which weapon was the most destructive, and which ability the most innovative.
Shenzhen is certainly great, but we all understand what you are really waiting for. Yes, Yamantau will return to the game. We do not give exact date, the release has been already postponed several times, but look at the fresh footage of these snow-capped mountains. Yamantau is the largest map, which on the one hand led to a long work on its remaster, but on the other hand, a gaming experience awaits you that hasn't been in the game for a long time, an ultra-long map, and everything new is a well-forgotten all.
Sure, new Yamantau looks pretty sharp, but you know what else does? Our special editions. Look closely, we are about to discover which one of those dandies would win in a robot pageant.
And now it's teaser time. Let's talk about what is likely to appear in the game in one of our next updates.
Yo, I'm DigiCraze, game designer on War Robots. We often make something that lets players stand out on the battlefield. Different robots and weapons, colorful special editions with extra visual effects, and our sleek and stylish ultimate versions of robots and weapons. Clan players can choose a clan tag for themselves. There are dozens of memorable tags that will stick in your heads. However, for many players, a good old nickname written in an unusual font is the only way to be creative. To support the desire of players to be different, we plan to introduce titles. A title is displayed next to the nickname, in the player's profile and in battle. You can have several titles at the same time, but you have to choose which one to display, or if you don't want to display any. You can get titles for completing special tasks, a similar mechanic to the achievements and medals, familiar from many other games. You will receive them for all kinds of heroic combat performances. Something to wear with pride.
Hello, I'm Zukata, the creative director for Robots Frontiers. At Pixonic, our team is working hard to bring the thrill of 6 vs 6 robot warfare to PC and consoles. Frontiers is a totally standalone project, but it shares much of its robots, tactical gameplay and lore with War Robots. This title is set 200 years in the future and brings players to a new star system. One particular character is still hanging around though. Can you guess which one?
No solicitors, please.
Oh, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm a pilot, new to Tortiga, and...
I know. It was a joke. But based on your response, I should joke less.
No, it's fine. I just arrived, and there's not exactly a help desk around here.
My first deployment was as a clerical bot. All data, all the time. You can ask me anything. Approximately.
How lucky for me.
I am APBM-3TR, but humans without fail pronounce it Appmeter.
App meter. Okay. I'm Kate. What brought you to Tortiga?
Do you have 1.3 minutes for a story? I was once a pilot too. Back when Robot in Robot was permitted. Now it's forbidden under the Rylos Accords.
But that was...
193 years ago. I was on a contested asteroid. Heavy combat. Then, the unexpected.
Leader, we've got an asteroid collision. Squad loss is unknown.
Do you want the bad news or the bad news? Listen, App, shelter in place until we can reach you. Conserve power as top priority.
Roger that. Alpha unit powering down. Communication with my home ship was lost. My casualty classification was changed to missing in action. 27 seconds more, please. And that's where I stayed. Until I was found. 194 years later.
Such time a rescue can be undertaken.
Where am I? Who are you?
Can't imagine what that must be like. Do you miss your old life? 200 years ago, I mean?
Most days I could not tell you the difference.
Wow.
Yes. I suppose that is. Wow.
That's right, Appmeter is coming to War Robots Frontiers. When we get closer to the game's release, he will act as your mentor and guide to the Wild 10 star system. The game is available right now in early access. You can play it today by purchasing a Pioneer Pack. We've come a long way since the start of early access in November. The robot lineup has more than doubled, and we've introduced a bunch of unique abilities, such as Smoke Wall and Blast Wave. Recently, we also added the game's second map, featuring an interactive environment. You can use this massive drill to crush enemy robots below. We're working non-stop on the graphics, physics, audio, new content, game modes, and quality of life improvements. If you want to follow our development progress, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. The next update will introduce 4 legendary pilots, each with their own backstory, character type, and skill tree. Now, on to the really good news. War Robots Frontiers will be completely free to play this weekend. Just download it on Steam or MG Launcher and see for yourself what we have achieved so far. We'll host a roundtable with me and some other devs to answer all of your questions that you might have after playing this weekend. And to make it even more fun, we are starting a series of Twitch drops where you can win some resources to try out more builds faster. The rewards are guaranteed, so be sure to connect to your Frontiers account and check out the streams. We have the schedule on our website. Alright, I'm handing back the mic. See you on Wild 10, pilots.
As you've seen, War Robots universe is expanding, and will continue to do so. You may encounter familiar faces and robots as you play, but with new abilities and fresh new looks. Which one is the coolest so far? Let's see what you've picked. Frontiers devs aren't only reimagining well-known bots, but already have some new ones to show. Maybe one day those will appear in the OG War Robots as well. Who knows?
Hello, I'm Bad Panther, and I'm a War Robots to Delete artist. Every robot, weapon, pilot, drone, and whatever else you see in War Robots goes through many stages of production. There are many people working on the visual part of the game, including 2D and 3D artists, animators, VFX artists, concept artists, technical artists, and graphic programmers. We really like sharing our work in progress inside the team. This helps to track down errors in the early stages and refine our concepts to be as good as they can be. Right now, you can see the early concept art for the equipment that appeared in the game over the past year. As you can see, some of it has undergone noticeable changes from the original concepts, but everything is still easily recognizable. Oh, and this is something that's not in the game yet. Try to guess what is it and what it will do.
Since the previous live show, we have released more than 60 videos on our official channel. Most of them feature us, the Pixonic community managers, telling you about the new items in the game. We also tell you about all the other interesting War Robots news. There were many times when we couldn't make a perfect video in one take. Sometimes it would even take 10 takes. This gave us great material for a special section in our videos. At the end of many videos on this channel, we have some amazing outtakes. We have decided to compile the funniest of them and laugh together. Let's watch.
Fire rate. Fire rate. Fire rate. Rate of fire.
Nessa isn't just going to be the leading character of our New Year event. Her story will deliver.
そして新カラーの爆裂系そして新カラーの爆裂系爆裂系
You can hear more about the Seraph in the review by Jill Summers if you follow.
There are also weapons which have to be... The Freedom Skier's armored bowl.
Ancient scientists often speculated about the ether, and now another environment. Every grey bot is like a chess piece, requiring you to adapt constantly to shifting battle situation. Among all robot equipment, drones always. This ship's orbital strike deals direct damage to the enemy as well as temporarily damaging energy. Again, please. The effect is so great that every subsequent shot from you and your team will pass through these shields. The effect is so great that every subsequent shot from you and your team will pass through this. Every volley will increase both the current and maximum. The main part of the War Robots live show has come to an end. But don't hurry to switch off. The gift calendar is active in the game right now. You can get Fafnir, Scotty weapons and the new pilot Noah Minix by simply logging in every day until April 24th. Don't forget to collect your daily gifts. But that's not all. You know that we have scattered tips for the leak hunt taking place on social networks before the live show. We'll sum up the results and send the rewards really soon. The results of all contests and events can be found on liveshow.warrobots.com. Be sure to visit. I will check. And that's all for sure now. Thank you for being with us. See you on the battlefield, Commanders.